Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 4 with the Bant Cryptolith Rite. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is going to be a decent hand. I like to keep Cryptolith Rite hands, and of course we have the duplicates of them. You never need a duplicate unless they have some sort of removal for it. We have the Westvale, Abbey, and an Eyeless Watcher, so I'm okay with this hand. We'll start off with an Island, and then pass the turn, and then we'll Coast next turn. And we are going to be weak versus... This hand is terribly weak versus humans. Now we have the Evolutionary Leap and the Cryptolith Rite combo, which is very, very powerful. But I don't like doing damage to myself versus humans, because every bit of damage matters. I would love to draw into like an Eldrazi Skyspawner next turn. But even like a Hangarback Walker or Whirler Rogue aren't a lot of dead draws. Just another Cryptolith Rite or Evolutionary Leap. Even a basic green would be fine. We're just taking 2 here. Drowner of Hope. So I do believe we throw out the Evolutionary Leap. But that does cost us another damage. And we need that Eyeless Watcher. The good news is it's not an always watching this turn. And Eyeless Watcher can take care of both the Kytheon and the Militia Captain. But if Thalia's Lieutenant now, yeah, that's actually the worst case scenario here. As I don't think we're going to be able to stop this aggression. There's the Whirler Rogue we wanted. I think Whirler Rogue is actually the better of the two. I do want to keep something alive for Cryptolith Rite. So an Inspector, and the worst case scenario would be a Bushwhacker here. So he keeps the mana up to give Indestructible to Kytheon. So, believe it or not, I think the best thing to do here is just kill the Thalia's Lieutenant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we need to keep as many up as possible. Make him spend the mana, or we just block the big one and go down to a 1. But he actually throws out a 1/1 in a turn with this, yeah, the Cult Leader. Kytheon does flip, though. That's true. And he still has some... oh, it just sacks a clue. Okay. And gets a Dragon Hunter. So... Eyeless Watcher provides 4, and we don't have nearly enough. All right. That is game. Very quick. So, I don't think that... Like, Warping Wail is actually good. It can kill the majority of cards in the deck. I don't know if I care, though, at that point. We just need to get out. I don't think we make any changes in this match. Like, this is... The Great Aurora is okay. Like, Oblivion Sower can come out. There's one of them. Great Aurora is actually a blowout, like, if I can stabilize and get to it. But I don't think we need it. I think just something like Den Protector, or even like Clash of Wills, is better. But I don't like playing the reactive route. But Drowner of Hope is fine. Hangerbacks, Eyeless Watchers, Pilgrim's Eyes. All the rest of these cards are great versus this deck. So we'll just submit. We just need to clog the board and wait till Eldrazi Displacer. We get to play first this time. And yeah, this is a great hand. I hate to ping myself first turn, but it's worth it. Declaration Stone is a pest, for sure. I'd love to draw Evolutionary Leap to kind of protect the Hangarback Walkers. But we do have a great game plan. Westvale Abbey's fine. Looks at a Town Gossipmonger and a Kytheon. So we'll throw out the Island and go for another Hangarback Walker. And once again, pass the turn. Whirler Rogue's good. It's more cards that can clog up the board. And looks like a knight of the... Okay, so a militia captain going to come out here. And I think is he just going to try to win by the militia captain. Which is okay, because this lets us to go the Westvale Abbey route. Declaration Stone is kind of weird here. I can put 2 counters on my Hangarback Walkers. I think that's actually the better play, rather than the Whirler Rogue. Other than Whirler Rogue can then go for the Westvale Abbey. So, yeah, I think it's just Lumbering Falls and pass. And hope he doesn't have a Declaration in Stone. He did miss a land drop, which is quite significant. Oh, that hurts. It gives us a draw, though. I think I'm just going to take the damage. We'll sack a clue. Gets a Cryptolith Rite. We're still in decent shape, though. Other than the Cult Leader is starting to breed a little bit out of control. There's Evolution. Of course. A turn after the fact. Don't want to show him the Westvale Abbey quite yet. So I think this is going to be the Cryptolith Rite. Into the Whirler Rogue. So that is Lieutenant, of course. That was the card that we needed to avoid. Surprised he's being conservative here. I think that we just will block just the Cult Leader. But I think this is too far behind. I mean, Eyeless Watcher's great. It's another card that can chump block. But everything is just getting out of control at this point. I mean, it's really going to be the Cult Leader that's going to take the game over. Ugh, and I tap my... No, we couldn't have tapped another way. I think that getting out the Evolutionary Leap is probably still the right play. Dragon Hunter. And an Inspector. So Lieutenant's getting huge. And he'll come in with everything. This means we need to kill Kytheon. I need to kill as much as possible. But we need to keep a lot back. 1, 2, 3. That'll take us down to a 3. So of course, the Eyeless Watcher's one I think I want to keep back. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, jeez, and I didn't activate my Evolutionary Leap. I had F6 down. I think that's going to cost me the game. Spawning bed here. And yeah, there's no way I'm coming back from this. Crazy, crazy draws there. I think that without the Declaration of Stone, we're fine. The Declaration of Stone is the card that pushed way over the top there. I should have played the Whirler Rogue, played around the Declaration of Stone, and then that way could have got some value out of the Cryptolith Rite, and then maybe Evolutionary Leap would have come down at that point. I think he still would have cast the Declaration of Stone. The big difference is that we would have saved a lot of damage, and that F6 did kill me there. Let's see, we could have activated, I believe, 3 times off the Evolutionary Leap. Would have found Loam Dryad, and then Skyspawner, and then Blisterpod, which we would have been able to cast all 3 of them, which still I don't think would have done it. I don't know if we had enough blockers. We'd have to find, the card we have to find as quick as possible is the Eldrazi Displacer, and even that I don't think would have got us there. So humans is pretty easy, actually. I've played the matchup quite a bit, and we have a lot of people around my local game store that play humans, and just here on MTGO. And without, like, if they don't have the most explosive draw ever, like the Thalia's Lieutenant draws, you can usually stabilize and do fine against it. So, a little disappointed how well the deck ran. I mean, the matches are close. This is the only one we got blown out. We'll go to the wrap-up video. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with the wrap-up video for this week's Rogues Alley. Didn't perform the way I hoped. I mean, I hyped it up, saying these Cryptolith Rite decks are doing so well, and then went 1-3, which is never good. But I think the matches were a lot closer than the 1-3 finish showed. I think that the white-black, that was anyone's game. I feel a little bit rushed there on that last game due to the time clock. I don't know if I could have played any bit different there, or if I would have been able to mull more aggressively or something like that against that sort of hand versus the black-white. The mono-white humans, the very explosive draws both games, just incredibly fast. The Cult Leader and the Thou's Lieutenant, perfect timing, being able to flip. Those draws are difficult to deal with, but I mean that's the bad news against the human deck. The good news is that any deck that puts out a creature that says put out 2 more 1/1s, that's usually a nightmare for human type decks, and especially when you can have like Cryptolith Rite and Evolutionary Leap with it, and Eldrazi Displacer, just to continue to get blocker after blocker after blocker, and eventually just get there with your late game. So I don't know what changes I would make to this deck. I think that getting stuck on the double blue on Whirler Rogue was very, very frustrating. But after that matchup, it didn't seem like it was too hard to find the double blue. That might be the biggest change, is maybe just chuck out a forest for another Lumbering Falls. It does make the Prairie stream a little bit more awkward, but we don't necessarily need the Prairie stream to always have to come into play untapped. I think that the spawning bed is also kind of weird. I think that the Thopter Foundries, or the one that spits out the Thopter, is just better. Just because 7 mana, basically 6 and tapping the spawning bed is extremely hard to do. Whereas it seemed like the 5 for the Thopter is not quite as hard. And the flying, I think 2/1/1 flyers for 1 less mana is just a tad bit better than 3 1/1 Eldrazi Scions for 1 more mana. So there's other cards like Thought-Knot Seer we could add to the sideboard rather than Clash of Wills or Negates. Clash of Wills and Negates felt very awkward in a lot of those matchups. It might not be what the deck wants, and Thought-Knot Seer might be better for that position, just to disrupt the control in the mid-range type decks. Didn't get to see a lot of like the Great Aurora in action, or even Ulamog. Do we even cast an Ulamog that entire? Yeah, we did. But that's the kind of the switcheroo against especially language type decks. When you take out all of your early game and then throw in this late game, is usually the answer for those type of decks. Warping Wail I still think is pretty good. Guess that Warping Wail should have came in versus Declaration in Stone, and it's also decent. It would have been a way that we could kill off one of those early creatures. Can't kill the Cult Leader, can kill the Thou's Lieutenant, but the Thou's Lieutenant already gets advantage, but it can easily kill off one of those 2/1s early on. But it's kind of awkward there, because I think any other 2-drop would be superior at that point. Putting out like a Hangarback Walker, or even a Duskwatch Recruiter, or even one of the 1/1s just as a blocker. So maybe we have to go back to the drawing board with this and see where we can go. I'm actually liking the Ruinous Eldrazi, the one that gives all colorless creatures +1/+0. And maybe just go back to like a green-blue Cryptolith Rite and Eldrazi type build with the Ruinous. There's a 2/2 that brings out a 1/1 Scion for 3 mana that can be played with the Eldrazi Skyspawner, which is also colorless creature. There still is Whirler Rogue, and then Eyeless Watchers. There are plenty of ways to make 1/1 tokens. It's just something I want to mess around with and see if it's actually viable. Prophet of Distortion, incredible card. I highly suggest that people start playing with this card. It feels very much like a Duskwatch Recruiter. And this one sees a ton of play and is a $3 card, and this is a nothing card. And I think that Prophet, even in those blue control-based decks, especially the blue-red Eldrazi deck, it seems like a great little fit in that deck. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about this deck. We'll probably get away from Cryptolith Rite decks now, as for the past 3 weeks I've been playing Cryptolith Rite deck. And if there's a card that you really want me to brew around, definitely comment section, let me know. I think that this all got started just because of Dragon Tempest. I really wanted to make the Dragon Tempest Descent of Dragons combo work, and I think that it created a nice little shell that has led to success, even though it didn't show it in this 4-game match. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this list. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.